Joseph Parker snort the cocaine. It going up in brain and then it turn him insane. Oh no. Oh no, Joseph. Say it ain't so, Joe. Can you guys hear me for real? Say it ain't so, Joe. Okay. What is the story? What is the story? What's the story? You come looking for me. You run into more politics than Labor and Tory and liberal. I ain't no criminal. Just a dangerous individual that'll spit a few or two, three, four, or more bars. All right. Just trying to get this thing untracked. Let's see what's happening now. Let's see what's going on. Joseph Parker. On the real Joe? On the real Joe? You smoking yayo? You smoke the yayo, Joe? All right. Let's get the story. Let's get the story before we say anything else. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the story. All right. I really should have doubled up here. Innit? All right. So Joseph Parker faces ban after testing positive for cocaine on day of Fabio Wardley fight. Right. According to the Sun, the New Zealand heavyweight was tested by VADA on October the 25th. And it emerged on the road former world heavyweight champion failed the drugs test due to a metabolite derivative from cocaine in his system. So we know Joseph lost to Fabio at London's O2 Arena last month. And basically his mandatory status at taking on undisputed champion Alexander Usyk went when he lost. He was stopped in the 11th round. Controversial stoppage. They're saying here he could face a lengthy ban. I mean, let's face it, Liam Cameron, was he banned for 5 years for cocaine? 5 years? 5 years for cocaine, Joe? Was it worth it, Joe? Probably not. Career could be over. Probably like every single other boxing fan, it's incredibly shocking, said Adam Catterall when asked how he's feeling about Parker's failed drug tests. Yeah, but it's not a ped, is it? It's not a ped. It's a disappointment to Joseph Parker fans and the sporting world, but it wasn't. I mean, on the day of when they say the day of the fight, are they saying pre-fight or post-fight? That's what they need to let us know. Is it pre or post? If it's pre, why let it go ahead? Frank Warren is expected to release a statement later on this afternoon with Joseph Parker's camp to follow. Talk Sport are saying Parker has been reckless, but they can't comment until more news. They're saying it seems incredibly out of character. Well, how well do you know him? You know him, but do you know him? You know what I'm saying? You know him from a professional standpoint where you might see him at a press conference engagement or a boxing related engagement, Whether you know him, like you know him, know him. You know what I'm saying? There's knowing and there's knowing. Barter. Okay. See the rule change now. They will give their findings to the UK anti-doping department. Once again, UK didn't catch them. VADA caught them. See that 2 layers of testing, Joe? That's how Connor got himself in the doodle. That 2 layers of testing. You know what I'm saying? That's what good. Yeah. Yam him up. Got yam. 2 layers. So the British Boxing Board of Control will then decide on a punishment. They're saying here it's considered a recreational drug rather than a performance enhancer, though Parker could still report a 2-year ban from the sport. I mean, why 2 years? In 2018, it's even saying it here. I didn't even have to look for the story. Liam Cameron was banned from the sport for 4 years after UKAD announced he had tested positive for blah, 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 a metabolite of cocaine, though Cameron denied any wrongdoing. Parker, who became champion in 2016 when he defeated Andy Ruiz, claiming the WBO heavyweight title. His first defeat came to AJ trying to unify the straps in 2018. He was on a recent run of great results, starting with Deontay Wilder. Then we had the Zhilei Zhang win, Martin Bakole. Then he crashed at the Fabio Wardley test. And now we're here. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, it's probably just as well he didn't win. Imagine if he had won and then this happened to him. Then he'd have really been in the doghouse. Cocaine, Joe? Cocaine. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's crazy, Joe. That's crazy. Let's go through what you guys have to say, of course. You know what I mean? We have to hear what the people have got to say before we check out. Big up Anthony Mackin. Good afternoon. B5. Have I heard about Joseph Parker? Talking about it right now. I just didn't title the video, which was dumb. But I do a lot of dumb crap on there. Let me see if I can do that now. Joseph Parker, man. See if I can do that. I was shocked when I heard the story. But then some other stories have came out about Joseph Parker concerning this substance as well that he was popped for. But it wasn't for taking it. That's what I'm going to say. I'll say no more. But they said the story wasn't true. And I was always saying, like it's like I say, man. The nice guys, bruh. Watch the nice guys, man. Because sometimes you don't know wagwan. You think that everything is sweet. People think the real like that. The ones really about that life say very little. You know what I mean? But then again, could be innocent, isn't it? He could be innocent. Don't believe no one anyway. Right, I mean, don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone. All right, let's get to the comment section. Topic is your man Joseph Parker. Blessings, word on the curb. Carlton said, the last person I thought would be doing sniff. Guzzy. Big up, Guzzy. Speed says, you see why Parker and Fury got along so well. One sec. Let's see if I can title this video and get back to the comment section. That's crazy, though. Like I say, man, like, it's the ones you don't suspect, isn't it? It's the ones you don't suspect. Okay. Let's see if I can get this in quickly. Not take up too much time. Joseph, all right. Big up the comment section. Anthony Mackie says, no wonder he hasn't got any stamina in fights these days. Yeah. White lines for Fury, says Guzzy. Matt Hobson hitting the different type of bag. Carlton, he seemed a bit more wired and wound up than usual before the fight. Yes. 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 He did. That is true. That's very true. Gloves up says fight day test. Anthony Anthony says, be careful with the company you keep. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Speed, Coke before the fight must be like pre-workout. We put it in the smoothie, yeah? In the blender. Gloves up. Didn't Fury test positive for cocaine? I believe he did. Gloves up. Does anyone know if Eubank has made weight? I don't know. Anthony says, a friend of mine who was a bodyguard for Nigel Benn in his heyday told me a story a few days ago that he saw an opponent, Chris Eubank Sr., in a nightclub taking a line before their fight. Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, I can believe that. A lot of them get involved in the wrong thing. Yeah. Guzzy, I can see Joe being used as a muscle in that world. Gloves up. Does anybody know if Eubank has the weigh-in started yet? Anthony said, his friend said, as soon as he saw him take that line, he knew that he was going to lose. Should have took a bet. Did he bet on it? The boxer went on to be an actor. Wink, wink. Interesting. I know where it is. It's Gary Stretch. It's a G thing. Said he just gave Frank the ammo to sack him. Carlton Palmer. Them Kiwis, man, they love the drink and other stuff. Is that so? Shay, Parker been hanging with Tyson Fury too long. Anthony said, spot on beats. Yeah. Yeah, party boy Gary. And he started well in that fight. He started well. But, you know, when Eubank started putting the pressure on and landing the heavy artillery, he punched him out the ropes. I remember that fight. That don't shock me now you're saying that. Yeah. Yeah, Gary Stretch had a mad life, you know. A mad life. He went into one bar or a club or something like that, and he got involved in a scrap. He got knocked out. The man knocked him out. Boxer or no boxer, he got knocked out. They said, yeah, he got knocked out. Man knocked him out. If that's true. He's a playboy, innit? Playboy model. You know what I mean? I think he used to date Misha Paris. Remember the singer? Yeah. I think he's fell on hard times since. Wow. Yeah, that don't shock me, Anthony. Now you said that, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. His career was basically over after the Eubank fight. What did they title it again? Beauty and the Boast or something. Beauty and the Boast. Derek Clark, salute beats. People, early scream for me here in the States. Oh, Anthony said his mate was a bodyguard for Mika Paris. So he saw it all. Oh, yeah. London was wild. See, London now? London is tame now. I'm talking about club and party life. Yeah, Beauty and the Best. That's it. Yeah. Reg Guthrie called it Beauty and the Boast. I remember thinking. See, look, London used to be wild. Wild. Partying, clubbing, drugs. Wild. Absolutely wild. You'll hear people outside England saying, "Yeah, London was the place to party." I mean, Eubank had made weight. Someone said at 159, 11 pounds. Conor Benn 159 free. Oh, Conor coming in big. Conor coming in big. Big Conor there. Conor 159 1. So your face, are you saying Conor came in heavier than Chris? Is that what you're saying? 159 1 pound, Conor 159 free. Conor does look thicker. Eubank knows that listen, Chris knows, unless he gets an early knockout, that he's in another war. Chris, I don't want to say he was rattled, right? But Chris wasn't, how can I explain it? He wasn't in control of that press conference totally. Like Conor sort of had him. Chris, look at me. I'm talking, he's making jokes. And Chris was like, and then when Eddie started using the cue cards, that didn't work. When he tried to silence Eddie, it didn't go that well. I think Chris is focused though. He's got Bomat there. I'm not saying anything crazy. In case the Eubank fan club say, "Oh, you hate Chris." What? I'm just trying to analyze the fight. I hate Chris. It didn't go all swinging for Chris yesterday. Al Booger says, "Come on, Joe." Smiling emojis. All right, 1 sec. I just need to take a screenshot of your weighing thing there, just in case. Time is now 12:28. So I've got half an hour. I've got half an hour. Half an hour. You know what I'm saying? Half an hour to play with. That's all good. All right. Let's get that. Yeah. So what happens to Joe from here? Like career wise, is he done, or he's got enough to retire? I mean, he has to wait. I mean, he's got at least a 2-year ban. At least a 2-year ban. He's going to be disgraced in New Zealand. He's way back in the pecking order in the queue to fight for the undisputed. It's not the best. It's not the best. Does Fabio Wardley had anything to say? Anthony says every vice is in London. And you know something, right? You see all that hard partying, like all you got to do is go to Soho in the 40s in London. In the 40s. Everything was going on. 40s and 50s. I'd say 50s. Probably say 50s. Yeah, just after the war. You go up to Soho, all vices, drugs, sex, pimps, violence, thugs, yeah, racketeering, extortion, London, yeah. Mr. T, Joe off the snow beats. Joe off the snow. And he says after this loss, Wardley to Wardley is done. Even if he wins a world title again, he'll be too old to monetize it, and sponsors won't want to touch him either. It's not good. How did Benn weigh in more than Chris? I mean, both of them come in light. Chris come in exceptionally light. This is 160, so he's got another what, 8 pounds to play with or something. That's crazy. Gloves Up is saying it has happened, like because you get the official weighing and the ceremonial. So the official one might have went. That's if not unless Gloves Up is trolling the stream. Stay ready says weighing hasn't happened yet. You mean what, the ceremonial or official weighing? Let's have a look. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn 2, Wayne. Not Wayne, as in Little Wayne. Wayne. Oh, sick. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Wayne has happened. I'm not sure if you're trolling the stream, you know. Not sure. You might be trolling. Right. The zone is saying The Wayne is, what's that? 6 p.m. We have more Wayne drama like the first fight where Chris failed. Could prove to be highly dramatic. As per contract, Eubank had to Wayne at 160. Um, is it? I think the official Wayne is. Is it? Are they saying 6 p.m. or the ceremonial? Right. I believe the ceremonial Wayne is at 6 p.m. I don't know what time the official joint. Official. Um, I'm not too sure, to be honest. Okay, stay ready is saying it hasn't happened. No, but you see that they're not. You're not. There's going to be two Waynes. That won't. The 6 p.m. won't be the official Wayne. They're going to do like uh the official, and the one at 6 p.m. That's going to be the ceremonial Wayne. That's going to be the ceremonial Wayne. All right. It's all good. Anyway, Joseph Parker has been caught with sniff up his nose. I haven't really got much more boxing news. Let's see what's going on Twitter for a little while. You know what I mean? It's been a miserable day, you know. It's just rained all day. And I had to be out in the rain walking. Anyone got caught up in the storm? I really need to should have put the laptop on. Right, I'm just trying to get on X. It's taking a little time to configure. Derek Clark, he's got to stop hanging with Tyson. Guzzy says Storm Claudia. Yeah, that's the name. Yeah, Claudia. Mm-mm. Why do we name these storms and stuff and hurricanes after women? Hurricane Gloria. What was the one in Jamaica the other day? That was vicious, isn't it? Flipping done tremendous damage. No, the Wayne, yeah, he's told the truth. Chris has weighed in 159.1, 9 pounds under the 160-pound limit. Connor is 2 pounds lighter. 159. No, yeah. No, Eubank is 2 pounds lighter than 159.3 that Benn weighed in. Wow. Wow. How did that happen, man? Benn makes weight for Eubank fight. Benn 2.8 heavier. So why is Chris coming in at them weights there? If he's struggling with the weight. That's 2.8 heavier, Connor, than he weighed for the first fight. Yeah, Eddie Hearn was a genius with them cue cards yesterday, man. Whoever came up with that idea, it collapsed Chris totally. Chris didn't even know he was doing it. And then Chris tried to say it was embarrassing. No, how was that embarrassing? The cue cards was sheer genius. Anyone agree the cue cards were genius? Guzzy, he thinks Chris made the weight properly this time, stuck to the plan. Susan M said because he ain't struggling with the weight as much as he's made out. There you go, Susan. There you go. There you go. The weight is not affecting him like as much as I even thought. I thought, oh man, the weight's really burdening Chris. Nah, Chris is just a shot, not shot, but he's not who he was. If this was the Chris Eubank in 2017, Conor Benn wouldn't take the fight because Chris would walk through him. He'd just simply throw too much punches. Listen, when Daddy was making him run up hills like mad, because that's what Simon or Peter used to do to Chris. When Daddy was making him get up early AM and making him do them runs and that mad training, forget about it. Conor, like, it wouldn't have come down to skill. Conor would just get ran over. But Playboy Chris is not the same Eubank. Lady Chen says storms are named after the meteorologist who first detects it. So what are all the meteorologists women then? Susan M, the cue cards had me laughing. Yeah, the cue cards were very genius. Stroke of genius, that was. Chris didn't really have control of the environment like he would have liked to have had. And that's what Chris's thing is. He likes to be in control. But when Connor started, Chris got serious and he wasn't enjoying it. He wasn't enjoying it as much as the last one. He definitely wasn't enjoying it as much. He knows he's in for a war. If he doesn't get this over early, he's in for a war. Purse bids. Vidal Riley versus Alois Jr. British cruiserweight title postponed till next circular at the request of both parties. Well, why would they do that then? Conor Walker has been ordered to defend his British welterweight title against Konstantin Ursu. Wasn't he supposed to fight Pat McCormack? So what's going on with the fights? I thought Conor Walker was supposed to defend against Pat McCormack. They're saying reportedly Chris Eubank will make 10 10 mil. Wow, that's great money. Conor will make 8 mil for the All British middleweight clash. There's not even a sanctioning belt or a British or European title on the line, and they're just creaming it, bro. Creaming it. We're in a very transitional period in the sport right now. Very transitional. It's not the sanctioning belts right now are basically looking for a life raft to justify their existence. If you could make this type of money over 2 fights and not even have any belt to flagship the event, that's crazy. And I don't think they sold out the stadium, you know. They keep saying there's tickets. It means still to sell. Why are they complaining about the shut up, Ben Shalom? You can't complain about the rehydration clause, and you're coming in at 159.1. What sense does it make? How do you come in at 1.1 £10 below the weight and talk about you're worried about the rehydration clause, not the 160 limit? Come on now. There's something wrong with Eubank. You like somebody said, oh, he's just got the weight right properly. He's not gonna no, he's not supposed to come in so light, bro. He wasn't supposed to come in so light. He wasn't supposed to come in as light as that. "2025 looks to be the first year in British boxing history with 3 different 50K plus attendance stadium fights, and none of them include Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury." So, can you guys name the 3 fights? Let's see who can name the 3 fights he's talking about. Do you want me to rephrase the question? I'll rephrase the question, yeah? What are the 3 fights? And you know one of them already is Eubank and Benn. With 3 different attendances of 50K plus stadium fights in the UK. You know 2 of them already. 2 of them is Eubank and Benn. What's the other fight? What's the other fight? Susan M. Sharp. Usyk and Dubois. Jim, he says, damn, Joe. Yeah. Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? Boy. No, they're the real weights. That's the real weights, Carlton. They're the real weights. They're the real weights. They're the real weights. I went to everything boxing. They're not putting up false information on everything. No way. Jim, he'll be at the fight tomorrow. Lady Chan, all that Joe is a gentleman ish goes out the window. Yeah, Joe's a thug, man. You know what I mean? New Zealand thug, man. You know you're a thug. He's a thug, man. So what are the predictions for tomorrow? But let's not start with the main event. Yeah, I'm gonna put the card up, and I'm gonna call out the fights, and you'll give me your picks. Yeah, you give me your picks. And then after that, I'm gonna yam some salmon and green banana. It's all cooked up. Joe's the only reason I came with it. I'm like, Joe, saying so. Salmon, green banana, and callaloo and yam. All right. Anyone know anything about Mike Talon and Faizan Shahid? Mike Talon, 10-0. Faizan Shahid is basically a gatekeeper. So let's not do that. Mike Talon is supposed to win that, yeah? Although, from what I hear, Shahid is solid. But okay, let's get down to business. All right. Richard Riakporhe, 18-1-0 versus Tommy Welsh, son of Scott Welsh, 16-0. Who you got? Who you got, people? Richard Riakporhe versus Tommy Welsh. Tommy was giving it large yesterday, and Richard tried to keep composed. But you know what I mean? Like, Richard, you're not in South London, man. They can't stay composed too long. You push the buttons. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna get all South London about it. You know what I mean? Who you got? Jim says Richard. Okay, the Sun website says Ben Wade 159.3 and Eubank was 159. Okay, that would probably make more sense. No, well, it wouldn't really. No, because that's even lighter. That's even lighter for Eubank then. Jim's got Richard. Sylvester, cheats should be banned from the sport of boxing. Is taking cocaine cheating though? No, it don't. It doesn't. Like 150. If Connor's 159.3, that means he's got 3 pounds on Chris. All right. Sylvester says taking cocaine. All right. Explain how it's cheating. Coach Eddie ATL hanging out with that cokehead Fury. Lady Chan, the Welsh guy looks very small for a heavyweight. I don't have a clue who he is though. El Gramos, Parker will probably get 2+ years, but Ryan Garcia got 1 year for a ped violation post fight. Yeah, the game is twisted. It's a twisted game. You know what I mean? All right, so you guys ain't interested in Riakporhe versus Tommy Welsh. We only had one. What about Sam Gillett? 18-1-1 versus Ishmael Davis, 14-3-0 for the British and Commonwealth 154-pound titles. Who you got? Who you got? Queensbury versus Mac from people. Who you got? Combing his headpiece says big up beats. Ain't been about in a minute at work, but big up. Okay, Carlton Palmer don't even know these guys. Al Booger, 2 years for coke. I hope not. Sheesh. Trust me, over here, he's getting 2. If Liam Cameron got 4 for coke, he's getting 2. Slevin E. Who doesn't do coke these days? Me, that's who. My old ass is a good boy. Don't take nothing. Adam Azim, 13-0 versus Kurt Scobie, or they call him Scooby. It's Scooby. 18-1-0. The American was full of big talk, but can he defend that? Yo, he had some talk. But you know something? I like it. Because that's just an American style, isn't it? Americans, they don't give it. You see the difference between the British and the American dudes, right? The British guys are like, well, if I talk smack and it all goes wrong, it's going to be embarrassing. Nah, the Americans go straight in and get up in your cleat. Put it on you straight away. And I think Adam Azim was a little rattled. I believe Adam Azim was a little rattled. Yes, I do. Not saying that's going to help Kurt, but I think he achieved his objectives. I think he was rattled. Yes. Yes. The British Asian prospect from Slough was a little rattled by the Kurt Scooby. Yes. Anyone pulling for an upset? Whoa. Carlton says Azim should win. Outlaw boxing. And death to all fanboys. Says Lady Chan, my sister, much love as always. Wow. All right. Mark Sterling. He says, I don't smoke coke, I smoke MCs. So pick up a pen, cop a squat, and take note. The rappers suffer from bleeds, sprains, and split throats. Because my style, very psychopathic, schizophrenic. A rapper choke like a carburetor. Please not to panic. Derek Clark. He says the herb. He's you're a herbalist, yeah? You're a herbalist. even that ain't no good right now. Even that ain't good. Big up Outlaw. Because these days, they're putting all them water grown strains out there, which will put you in the mental home just as quick as any of the other substances out there. What they're passing off as grass these days. Yeah. Put you in the mental home. That a lot of them, see, I know a lot of them youth there out there. That's why they off key, and they're smoking whatever. Nah, bad. Don't even go there. It's just a bit of skunk unk. You guys don't know. See, let me tell you something. You see these days, if you're gonna start taking substances, you better do some studying on what you're doing, because you don't know what you're doing to yourself. These people, I was telling them, I had to tell some of the youths, you don't know what skunk is. So what do you mean? But no. You can. I know people who have grown it naturally without spraying or artificially, and it's totally different from the crap that's on the street. Yeah, totally different. I'm talking about years. This is the 90s, late 90s, right? The girl I used to see, her brother used to grow it naturally without all the crap on it. Two different things to what you're buying on road. You don't know what they're spraying on the stuff. to make it smell authentic and stuff. Derek Clark, no fast food, no sugar drinks. Yeah, I try and stay. I haven't bought like Ribena or nothing like that, or drinks you stir. I make all my juices myself now, man, or just drink water. You know what I mean? Make all my juices myself. Well, I'm gonna make some lemon ginger, some lemon and ginger, and some manuka honey with some spring water. I'm gonna do that in a minute to go with my food. But no, I don't. Got to watch all the stuff they're putting out there. Got to watch. See, when you get into my age as well, you start looking after yourself, or they're coughing you out. They're coughing you out quicker than what you know. Slevin E says Adam has to be impacted. Most young people won't handle Scooby's tactics. That's what. See, that is. It's like people think, oh, they're just arrogant over there, and he even said it himself as in, yeah, the Americans just talk loud. Nah, they're trying to f your mind up, bro. They're trying to f your mind up. You see, before Mike Tyson fought Frank Bruno, second fight in America, a bunch of Tysons, because when Tyson came out of jail, he was hanging around some horrible individuals, and a bunch of them went past Frank Bruno's changing room and they started banging the wall. Oh, you fucking motherfucker! Let's start, yeah. And it looked like it worked a little. It looked like it worked. Yeah. You got to get in people's head, innit? Lady Chan, she doesn't know Kurt. Scooby, I see Scooby fighting on the zone. I did see him fighting on the zone. He's not bad. I don't think he's gonna beat Adam Azim. But Adam is gonna have to box early and figure it out. Get over the intimidation tactics or whatnot. And don't let that interfere with his game plan. You know what I mean? He's got to like clear his head, box a few rounds, and then I think he'll win. I don't know if he'll stop the guy though. He looks tough, innit? You look at the physique on him. You see the physique on him. Scooby Doo. Yeah, man. Lady Chan says, yes, Jim. The procedure will be parliamentary. Outlaw says half a glass of warm water or half a lemon juice mixed is real good. Have it in the morning. Wash the system. Yeah. That makes sense. Got to spike. You know what I mean? Like you got to stop them sugar spikes, man. Like so much of the food is just messed up. Everything you eat, if you're not careful, just spike up your sugar levels, man. Then you wonder why you're tired and you know what I mean, you're all the types of inflammation. See, when you get to my age, the inflammation will kill you. If you're not watching what you eat, the inflammation will kill you off, bro. Why do you think people my age are dying off like that? Because they're not changing the way they eat. Like even the Caribbean food, everyone like it was Jamaicans and Caribbeans and Trinidadians. Yeah, man, rice and peas and this and that. Yeah, it's all good. There's a whole load of starch in the rice, right? And then they've got the thick gravy and it's nice, but you're not supposed to yam that all the time. You're not supposed to yam that all the time. After a little time, it starts taking a toll on the body to digest it. Slovenia. Only thing I do is hot chocolate during big boxing cards. Can't afford no, no W powder. Sloven's crazy. Derek said I quit the herb about half a year. Probably quit after Xmas. I've got good hippie connections. Yeah. If I was to go back on Herb, which I'm not gonna do, I would just be going for Bush. Just give me some Bush thing. Don't give me nothing that's really potent that's gonna send me up to Pluto. I don't want that. And people smoking to go. Listen, you're not supposed to bun to try and go to Pluto. That's not why you bun. Not in the old school anyway. Outlaw, he says, hydro weed will fry people's brains. Seen it too much? Yeah. Basically, just it's no different to any class A. As far as I don't care what nobody says. People might disagree, but if you some of the strains out there are no different to class A drugs. Like anyone coming at you with herb and it's got all different mad types of color in it, don't touch that. Carlton Palmer, he says, outside of Hergovich, this is probably the best fight for Moses at this stage. Jermaine Franklin is a good opponent. Some people disagree. I think he's a decent opponent, though. Slevenese, Turkey unwell or bored with boxing, not seeing him around. Turkey's concentrating on TKO. That's what he's focused on. Rowe says, anyone else disappointed in the Torman's next fight? Franklin is a level below for sure. No, he's not. And like, look. You're talking nonsense. Yeah? You can't come off beating Ivan Klitschko, unbeaten Ivan Klitschko, Drago, Ditchko, right? You don't take someone's unbeaten record, right, who was a prospect, and then you go to fight another prospect, and then how much fights that? Who was Mike Tyson fighting at that stage when he had as much fights as Moses? The problem is with boxing, it's too much in your face. These prospects ain't really getting a chance to develop. He's actually done too much for a boxer with as much fights as he's had. He's actually done too much. He's absolutely done too much. Oh yeah, Fergus. Yeah, Manuka Honey gonna disown him. Yeah. He's blown his sponsorships. Lady Chan laughing at Pluto. Yeah, like that's crazy. Like people are basically bunning herb to get the same effects that you would take in Class A drugs, and that's not what's popping really. You know what I mean? See, when let me tell you something. See, when I was a youth, yeah, right? It doesn't matter if he lost the fight. It doesn't matter if he lost it, Carlton, right? It must have been pretty contentious. He got the W, right? He got the decision, right? You go look through the records of previous champions or previous prospects who in their 12th and 11th fight, who'd ever fight. Listen, he's fought Dillian White, Marius Wack. This fight is fine. It's fine. It's fine. When I was a youth, yeah, we used to be able to get 3-pound draws of herb on the street. I'm that old. 3-pound draws. And they didn't have the plastic baggies that, you know what I mean, you guys and I grew up with. They didn't have them. It'd be in newspaper. Section it up in a newspaper. And you get a 3-pound, and it was bush. And there was a lot of bush of just regular grass. That's what, man, you go. You go in the dance halls, or shubbeens as we call it, which were regular in all the ends. And that's what man was smoking. Not nothing to torpedo your brain into Pluto, like you know what I mean? Yeah, none of that stuff there, bro. None of that stuff there. And then you know what started happening in our community, in the black community? Like Cess was the powerful herb. Cess, lamb's bread, yeah, £3, Chan, £3. Then you could get a £5 then 10. Yeah, yeah. And this you couldn't get blue Rizzler then. It was only red and green, Rizzler. All right. It was Cess, lamb's bread, Thai. You know what I mean? And then below that you had the commercial, and what else? And then after a time, the high grade. You see when it started, is that high grade. And what I noticed about high grade, yeah, you buy high grade, and then you bun a zoo, and then it was very addictive, wasn't it? It wasn't like regular things like where you just bun and you could put it down and come back to it later. It was very addictive. And I was asking my, "Hey, do you find the hydro the same way?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then after that, then you start getting all these purple haze and all these mad other strains, just crazy, crazy. Derek Clark, he said it's a proper fight. Franklin seems a bit undisciplined, but generally a solid fighter. This ain't Parker's first time being involved in drugs. He got implicated with meth. And yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Parker, look, Parker. I mean, he's a nice kid, but Lady Chan said she can't bun. Just makes her eat tired and eat out the yard. Yeah, it does mong you out. Like it's not a productive thing to do. I don't care what not. Some people they don't let it be non-productive, but for other people, for most people, it's non-productive, man. Non-productive. Yeah, Joe messed up his sponsorship. That Manuka Honey deal, he messed it up. So we got Kurt Scooby versus Adam Mazine. What about Jack Cattrall versus Echo Esserman? I'm going for Echo, you know. I'm going for Echo Esserman to pull off the upset, bro. You already beat Josh Taylor. I'm going for Echo. Who you guys got? Carlton said he thinks it's a good fight for Moses. Perfect fight for Moses. Perfect fight. Outlaw, he says, was it grown local in the UK beats or imported from elsewhere? The bushweed bat. That's a good question. I think most of it was imported. I believe most of it was imported, but a lot of it was grow. A lot of people did grow as well. Yeah. Carlton Palmer said, hard enough to resist food. No time for DRUGs. Outlaw, is hash still common in the UK? You know something? I haven't got a clue. I haven't been around that scene for over 20, way over 20 years now. I haven't been on that scene. Yeah. Like hash, boy, I tell you, man. Hash. Used to get PA, they called it PAKI black. I'm not going to say, you know what I mean? Used to get that. Red seal, gold seal. And it would cost you a lot in clothes in your clothes bill. They always put bombs, get the hash bombs in your clothes, isn't it? Jim says Echo beating Cattrall. I think the opposite. You think so? I think listen. Echo is underrated, man. Echo got fast hands, and he knows how to attack the body. Outlaw, he says, yeah, Parker dodged a huge meth case in New Zealand with very serious lads. I've heard about that. Lady Chan said, no, hash is not common. You probably have to know where to get it, innit? Salt bar. Yeah, the salt bar. That's the one, Chan. Yeah. Yeah. I know it will. Jim says, I may be wrong, but that's my pick. No, no, no. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think you can't. Obviously, Cat was the favorite. Should be a good fight. And then we go to the main event. Who you guys got main event? Yeah, yeah, Lebanese black and them strains. Big up Outlaw. Yeah, flip it now, man. Then you get the dodgy batch with the henna. It won't burn properly. So who you guys got? Al Booger, Eubank, UD. Okay. Market, afternoon boys. Somewhat surprised Parker fell off like this. Maybe if Uncle Frank showed him a bit more love instead of being mugged off. Lady Chan's got Chris. No Connors? No one going for Connor. Wow. Carlton Palmer's got Chris. Jim says the weight cut is too brutal. Someone got Connor by stoppage. Just see who. Anthony's got Connor by stoppage. Anthony is the outsider. Carlton Palmer has got Chris. Outlaw's got Chris. Market on the fence with the main event. I think maybe a split either way. Row, the weight and rehydration clause is the only thing giving Connor a chance. Sleveny, Chris in a boring fight. Well, we shall see tomorrow. Let's get ready for the big event tomorrow, fellas. Peace.